The Fantasy Footballer Studio is sponsored by Walmart. Welcome to the Fantasy Footballers Podcast with your hosts, Andy Holloway, Jason Moore, and Mike Wright.
Welcome in. Got that waiver pep in the step right now. October 1st. Mike Wright, Jason Moore, Andy Holloway, the Fantasy Footballers. Back with you. Al Borland, Papa Josh, the Falcon, over in Deucer's Alley this morning. Yeah, the waiver wire just went through. It always times up with like when we start recording. So we until everyone changes their clocks. Right. Yeah, then it's when we're done recording. But at least right now it's like an audience to see what happens, right? It's like we gather. We do. It's very fun. And react to who spent too much or too little and all of that good stuff. But, a lot of Darren Waller, a lot of, in your leagues out there, Woody Marks probably going for a lot this morning. And then we got news this early morning that like Bucky Irving's pretty much not playing this week.
When you're on crutches and in a walking boot, that's not usually like I'm going to play on Sunday.
No. And so Sean Tucker, Rachaad White discussions. That one was really hard for me to decide what to invest on Sean Tucker and what not to. Like Sean Tucker has one carry on the year. Okay, one attempt on the entire year. It's so similar to what's going on in Arizona because Trey Benson may not play as well. And they have Amari DiMercato in this very defined third down role without James Conner. And you have Rachaad White, who has done wonders with kind of limited touches, efficient touches, looked really good this year. So I can see the logic of keeping him in that role. And Michael Carter's off the practice squad could play and start for Arizona where he did that last year.
Apparently the team gave Michael Carter a standing ovation when Jonathan Gannon announced that he was being signed to the active roster. So he's going to be a big part of this. And we saw last year, the last 3 games of the season when Michael Carter had the opportunity, he was given a lot of opportunities, 10, 15, 21 total opportunities those last 3 weeks and was twice a running back too. However, in those 3 weeks, Amari DiMercato missed. So we don't know.
Yeah. And then, does Sean Tucker walk into that same situation? Do they want to use him on first and second down? He's a great runner. He's among 72 running backs with 60-plus opportunities last year. He was second in yards per touch. He's so capable of doing it. He has had – but there is that doubt in the back of your mind that Rachaad White gets everything because he was the starter before.
Right, yeah.
Sean Tucker's career is so wild of, the beginning of the story of coming out of college. I freaking loved
you did.
Sean
you
Tucker.
Talked about him all the time.
I loved him, only to have him be one of those players that you go into the draft, you're so excited to see, man, how high does he go in the draft?
Could he sneak into the first, or is he going to be a day 2 pick? Like there was early on, that was supposed to be.
Yeah, and then no one, literally no one. And then the news comes out after that he had been taken off of a lot of boards because of medicals.
That, a heart defect,
yeah, something
right?
with a heart, that medicals that we had no.
One of his hearts.
We didn't have access to that because that was only teams at the combine found out. And then he goes to the Bucs and rarely gets opportunities. When he gets them, he's fantastic. And then they're like, okay, thank you, Tucker. Back to the bench. It's so odd.
He's 23 years old. You were surprised he didn't get more opportunities when there was no Bucky Irving there. I do remember, it brings to mind Michael Turner when he played for the Chargers. He played 4 seasons, Michael Turner.
Oh, yeah.
For the Chargers, where I
didn't remember it was that long.
Yeah, it was. I wanted to look it up
because I stuck.
4 seasons, 20 carries, 57, 80, and 71.
And every time he got those carries, he did great with them.
Yep, similar to Tucker.
Who was he behind? He was behind LaDainian Tomlinson.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I knew he was behind a stud. I forgot he was behind the stud of all studs.
And he left and had 376 carries for 1,700 yards in Atlanta. So it's not to say he's that. It's just there are really talented running backs that spend some time in the background, especially when you're
stuck.
Lower draft capital, and maybe Tucker breaks out this week.
I still think, I would much, much, much rather have Rachaad White going this week than Sean Tucker.
I do agree with that. But that's why I had such a trouble. like I adjusted a lot of Sean Tucker bids up, down, all around because I wasn't sure exactly what to spend.
Well, the news was like, oh, he's on crutches and he's in a boot and he has a foot sprain and doing some digging on.
What's with the feet this year?
Hey, it's the hot injury. And then you look at it, you're like, okay, if it's a grade 1, it's just 1 to 2 weeks or so. A grade 2, now you're talking multiple weeks, and you bet we don't have the information. You got to make your decision. Like an hour, I think, before waivers start running, Shefty tweets out, "Oh, it's just week to week." And it was like, "Oh, pull the bids down. We're spending way too much." But Tucker is probably, unless you hear otherwise, he's going to be a bit of a desperate play, but he is fantastic to have on the bench right now.
Yeah, there's
to see how the news proceeds. Like, who knows? You could get news tomorrow. The Bucky, oh, we were wrong. It's way worse than we thought.
I'll tell you this: if I had Nick Chubb and Sean Tucker on my team, I'm starting Sean Tucker this week.
Yeah,
I think
that's
because
fair.
I want
That's
upside for that position group.
They're probably going to get about the same. I would project them to get near the same opportunity and both be essentially the RB2 for their team, and one has juice.
All right, we have a great show for you today. It's a Wednesday episode. We've got the Thursday night preview. We've got NFL news to cover, backup options, some mailbag. Going to answer your questions on the show today. Get you ready for Week 5. We also have our current Megalo Bowl leader out of over 20,000. Now, Jason, you had been completely undefeated, dominant, and you were at spot 1,000 in points scored.
I'm still undefeated and dominant, and right now my team. Let me look it up. I am nowhere near the leaderboard. I have 532 points scored.
Well, the leader has 622, and that is Dude Without.
Dude with?
Yeah,
sounds
Dude
like
with.
It sounds to me.
So very nice. That is the current standings.
Well, look out for Crazy Joe 99.
He's right.
Dude Without.
He's right on his tail.
And he's crazy.
Reminder.
A long lineage of Crazy Joes, too.
Oh, yeah, 98 of them before.
Very
they each gets crazier.
Man, I'm still not in the top 1,000. I'm 1,049.
When you're
Jeez Louise.
8-0?
Yeah.
Well,
goodness, there's a lot of good teams out there.
Yeah, you got to keep working. A reminder, jointhefoot.com. That's the fantasy football community. If you want to become an official Foot Clan member, support the show, get access to tons of great perks, including the brand new rest of season rankings. We've got trade tools that we're in the process of developing, and if you have jumped into the rest of season rankings, this is a reminder for you. Right now, they're only on the web. There is a new version of the in-season app that is, I believe, going to get pushed live today or tomorrow. So it will be in both places shortly, but I didn't want any more confusion because we had some people saying, where are they?
Right.
Only on the web until the new app update hits, hopefully today. We'll see. YouTube.com/TheFantasyFootballers if you'd like to watch the show. I will be handling the duties this Sunday for Sunday Live.
You said duty.
As, I'm going to take over for Sunday this week. So you can join me there. Subscribe, click the bell. Check out the live reactions. We had football during your Sunday Live last time.
I believe we do again, right?
We do again, right?
Yes, we do.
Another international.
Minnesota's staying overseas.
It was very distracting for me as I had Jordan Mason everywhere, and I could not watch what was going on. It was frustrating.
Yeah, you did. You came out of that show going, come on, man. I wanted to watch. But, check out the in-season mobile app as well on the App Store. Let's jump in.
Backup Options, presented by Progressive Insurance.
Well, you might not have gotten every waiver wire ad you were hoping for, and so we like to take a moment on Wednesday mornings to look at some backup options, look at the most dropped players on the platforms over the last 24 hours. And right now, the most dropped players, Caleb Williams, and that would be due to bye week, I think. Bashal Tootin. Here, let's play Care, Don't Care.
Okay.
These players were dropped. Do you care or not
As
care?
in, I care that you should probably look to pick them up?
I care enough to maybe try to put them back on my roster off of somebody else's.
Yep.
Caleb Williams?
Yep.
I care.
Bashal Tootin?
I do care.
I do.
Dylan Sampson?
Nope.
I don't care.
Chris Rodriguez and Ja'Cory Crosky-Merritt?
I do care. We'll talk a little bit more in depth.
Yeah,
Okay. All right. Ollie Gordon?
I care.
I don't.
And then Braylon Allen with the injury?
Well, don't care. We just saw another one from Coach Glenn saying it's a serious injury.
Oh, really? I haven't seen that update.
I mean, Betts just posted. I couldn't seeing the hit and the fact that he was even on the sideline trying to walk it off is like, dude, I feel like a mortal. Their knee would have just it would have looked like the Tyreek Hill injury. It's like I could not believe it wasn't an immediate multiple ligament tear.
Tyquan Thornton, do you care?
He was down to 34% of snaps.
Still got a touchdown.
Yeah, but Rice is on his way back. So I
Don't care.
don't care.
Calvin Austin,
Don't care.
Darnell Mooney,
Care.
Trey Tucker,
Don't care.
Sterling Shepard,
Don't care.
Evan Ingram,
Never care.
Johnny Smith,
Don't care.
Zach Ertz.
Care.
Let's let Jay take it.
Yeah. No, that's
fun.
good. That's good. All right. Let's talk about. We each picked a backup option. We've kind of already dug in on this player, so I'll just throw the name out there.
Sure.
Michael Carter was the pick for this morning, running back for the Arizona Cardinals. Trey Benson's taking it day by day. He said, hopefully we'll get him back out there. That's the language currently being used by the head coach. But signing Michael Carter to the roster, we'll see what happens. Did you have something to add?
Well, it's just a thank you to everyone who listens to this podcast.
Okay.
Because you're getting
Agree.
number one, you
completely echo your
just
thoughts.
an overall gratitude. Hey, thanks for listening. But like we talked about this on yesterday's show that there was some weird bonus practice that is not normal, and Trey Benson wasn't there because I tweeted out there was an article from AZ Central. That's our local hub, and they were the ones in the article who put out it might end up being Michael Carter instead of DeMarcado. And I post this, because it was breaking news of we had talked about DeMarcado, and my replies were just like, "What are you talking about? Trey Benson? No one's saying that Trey Benson's hurt." And we're like, yes,
That's the point.
like I'm giving you news, and they're like, none of the fantasy things say that he's hurt. Like, okay,
What was the voice again, though?
yeah, and it's very Liam Cohen.
Okay, very similar. To
Get my name out your mouth.
Yeah, so last year, Jason alluded to it, like in the two games that Michael Carter started in weeks 17 and 18, so you probably didn't even pay attention to it. We had 15 opportunities, 21 opportunities, and Arizona has a matchup against Tennessee this week that seems like it would be a heavy run-oriented situation, maybe salting things away in the second half.
And again, we still don't know what's going on with Trey Benson, but the point is you have to be prepared for these situations. You don't want Friday to pop up and you're like, oh, Trey Benson has a practice all week, and then someone else beats you to the wire.
All that being said, the other side of the coin that we haven't talked about is like if Trey Benson was active, how confident do you feel in Trey Benson with all of this injury news? And is that more dependent on the end-of-week practices?
Yeah, I got it. We got to get more info.
It feels a little nerve-wracking sometimes when you have these guys that are like even Lamar this week. They're saying Lamar's going to try to play.
Oh, no.
And so then you're like, well, okay, I always play Lamar. And that's probably going to be my advice.
Yeah.
But then how much does he run? Like, it's like when Tucker Kraft played through the injury and you're like, oh, crap, I have to play him, but then you kind of knew the numbers would be lower.
It's scary, too, because, like, with Lamar, it's a hamstring, which is like, okay, maybe we don't get the rushing yardage, but whatever. The dude threw for 4,040, or 40 touchdowns last year, so he could do it from the pocket, but what he can also do is exit the game early. He can go out there and have a good run, and all of a sudden you got one fantasy point. So the floor is basically zero when you're starting Lamar. But speaking of Trey Benson, before we move off of that, one thing that it's kind of good news in his injury. I was so furious with the end-of-game management from the Arizona Cardinals as a Cardinals fan and as a fantasy analyst.
Yeah.
And the fact that at the end of the game when they needed to score the most, Trey Benson was not on the field, I was so angry. I was like, why are you running out there with Amari DeMarcado?
Who scored?
Who scored, I get it. But that you still got to put your best players out to have your best odds of scoring. And it turned out that he was hurt.
Yeah.
So maybe that gives me hope for, the rest of the season that Trey Benson
Are you
is
going
maybe in
to
those.
apologize?
No, not yet.
Okay.
No, probably never. You know who else doesn't apologize? My pick, Bill Croskey.
Okay, so your backup
Never
option.
apologized because he's never been wrong.
Okay, fair enough.
Doesn't have a backspace on his keyboard. He's never made a mistake. Bill Croskey.
I like that.
I do. I like that one too.
But he's been very disappointing. People are dropping him. He was in one of the, he was one of those players you talked about are on the most dropped list right now, and I think that's a mistake. Keep in mind, he got off to a good week 1 start because he had that touchdown, but he wasn't like a starter in training camp. You know what I mean? Like Brian Robinson was there the entire camp right up until like a week before preseason was over, and then he had a little bit of time. And now as he's working his way into becoming a starter, well, he missed practice this week. He was limited participant in practice. We weren't even sure he was going to play this week. Still ended up with 2 targets. So I'm not not dropping Bill. If I saw him on waivers, I would pick him up. And I want to throw one other name out that Jaden Blue needs to be on your
yes.
needs to be on the possible pickup. Jaden Blue is a rookie running back for the Dallas Cowboys who has not played yet.
He has been inactive.
He's been inactive. He had some hype during the offseason, during training camp. And Schottenheimer came out and said that he's getting really close to being active. Like he might be on the roster this week. And Miles Sanders hurt his ankle. And while he's trending towards being able to play this week, there's a chance that Jaden Blue is just straight up the backup to Javonte Williams.
Kyle, are you with us this morning?
I am, and I'm going to try to read your mind.
Okay, go for it.
No, I have no idea. What are you going to ask?
What I was going to bring up is that, when Sean Tucker's name came up this week,
what just happened?
I don't know. I would have been amazing because, look, when Sean Tucker's name came up this week, that's the second name from a list that Jason provided on our top 10 tips and tricks show.
Yeah.
And it was like, these 3 guys are going to win your league. What were the names on that? Do you remember?
There's Trey Benson.
Okay, so Trey Benson, Sean Tucker. And I think the other one was now hurt Will Shipley.
Will Shipley.
Will Shipley's back.
He's
you read my mind,
good.
Kyle. Amazing. But look, 2 of those names are already relevant, and we're 4 weeks into the season.
Well, we do have another update.
Oh.
Bucks still are not ruling Bucky Irving out for Sunday. Bulls said we'll see if he's out of the boot by Friday.
Okay.
Yeah,
And
this is
we'll see.
It'll be interesting.
I will say that no matter what, I'm starting Rachaad White this week. We saw a game where last year Bucky Irving was mummified leaving the game. Remember, wrapped in ace bandages and ice. Like he got so much work. And the following week he was active because he's tough and he was there. I think he played like 2 snaps.
It was very low.
So I would not. I'd be worried about starting Bucky.
Yeah, Mike, you have a backup option at the defensive position that you want to flag for people.
Yeah, the DST position, it does matter. I mean, especially this year, it's been wild with the field goal blocks and defensive scores and punt returns and everything. Pay attention to the New England Patriots DST because they are playing Buffalo, and currently they're available in half of leagues. What we're seeing, 45%. And that could become even more as they face Buffalo. And people aren't going to – I'm not playing New England against Buffalo. Of course not. However, after that, they have the easiest upcoming schedule for DSTs. We're talking the Saints, Titans, Browns, Falcons, like all in a row. Then Tampa Bay, maybe you don't want to do that. But then you get the Jets, the Bengals, and the Giants. Like the run coming up for that DST as they are getting healthier is a team.
It's a good stash.
Like the schedule is so good that we're saying, hey, it's the middle of the year. You might want to go stash this DST, not to play them against Buffalo.
Super smart. All right, that was Backup Option, sponsored by Progressive Insurance. Quote today at progressive.com.
News and notes from around the league, presented by Progressive Insurance.
Well, we talked about Lamar Jackson, likely to miss this week. It would be Cooper Rush. If it is Cooper Rush, let me ask you a simple follow-up question. How do you feel about Zay Flowers? How do you feel about Hunter, or I almost said Hunter Henry.
Derrick Henry?
Who's on the block in our League of Record? Hunter Henry is not the player. Derrick Henry's the player.
I feel, honestly, perfectly fine about both. Like Cooper Rush, Zay Flowers was having an okay-ish day, and then he actually ended up with a good day after
have a good day
after Cooper Rush came in. I mean, there should be – you don't have to worry about the Lamar scrambles, with Cooper Rush, at least the amount, of course. And so I'm still good playing Zay Flowers, and you have to imagine the game plan where they don't have Lamar is a big dose of Derrick Henry.
If Lamar doesn't play, how do you play him the following week with the bye week the week after?
Yeah.
Oh, you're saying to the Ravens?
To the Ravens.
Yeah.
Like if he does miss this week, which seems the most likely
I'll tell you how
situation,
you play him next week.
You're 1-4?
Yeah,
Okay.
if you
All right.
lose.
All right.
I'm not worried at all about Derrick Henry. I do worry a little bit more about Zay Flowers simply because of the matchup. I feel like the Houston Texans are kind of a run funnel. They're not a terrible run defense, but they've got a very good pass rush. Good, right now they've given up the second fewest points to fantasy quarterbacks. And I think in this matchup they are going to really focus on let's have Derrick Henry win this game, and I think he can in that matchup.
You realize I was going to make this my almost upset. You realize they're favored in Baltimore?
That Baltimore is favored?
Nope.
The Texans?
What I'm seeing in front of me,
No
unless this
way.
is wrong,
Yeah.
Houston -1.5.
Whoa.
Once it moved 5 points once Lamar was ruled. I would
take Baltimore with Cooper Rush.
You shouldn't.
You don't
Houston's
think
going to
so?
win that game.
Oh, man.
They cannot score enough
man.
on offense.
That's not true.
I mean, they're not favored.
Yeah.
I've got a bunch of
That-
smarmy bookmakers agreeing with me right
yeah,
now.
I mean, I don't like being on the other side of the books.
Yeah.
Like, I
mean,
love when my opinion is like yours right now and backed up by the books because they're usually right. But my opinion is very much that Derrick Henry can go and eat this team for breakfast, lunch, and dinner.
I think Houston's defense is very good. Yeah, and I think if you have no threat or don't feel the threat of Lamar, it could be an interesting game. I can't make it an almost upset because it wouldn't be an upset. You could
Right.
make them the upset.
They would be my almost upset.
Dylan Gabriel will start Week 5 against the Vikings. The Browns finally making the move.
You've been calling for this forever, and not because you think that Gabriel is great, but you have come to the conclusion that Flacco cannot get it done, which
Flacco has
been getting it
been
done.
one of the worst quarterbacks in football this year. The offense cannot score points. They can't. They have a great running back now. They still can't score points. And I'm finally putting the blame at his feet. I love Joe Flacco. He had an amazing career. He's now 41, I think, and leading the league in turnovers, throwing 2 picks a week, statuesque in the pocket, easy to sack. He's the best. Like, if you're a defensive end, you're like, yes, I got Joe Flacco over there. Dylan Gabriel is more of a tactician. I think he'll be able to complete some easy passes, lean on the running game, and get outside the pocket if he has to. It's better for the Browns to me.
I'm okay with them giving it a good college try here.
Oh, this is my almost upset then. Okay.
Do tell.
Sure.
The Vikings are 4.5-point road favorites at Cleveland.
Well, because they're both on the road.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, which brings me to my next point. London, get wrecked. Enjoy your Carson Wentz, Dylan Gabriel game. This is what you get.
What did London do?
Oh, we know what they did.
You're talking long ago.
Yeah.
I was going to say.
Yeah,
what
right.
did London do?
Yeah, come on.
So quickly we forget.
I apologize.
Do we need
What are
to
you,
throw
the-
more to you?
Are you the King's man?
Hey, look,
Goodness.
this weekend I'm going to New York. We're not going to Old York. Who cares about that?
You are.
Okay, we're all on board.
Yeah, you're going to tour all the great sites
Eat it,
from the
London,
Revolution,
seriously.
right?
They're gonna-
yeah.
The over
Dun,
under.
dun, 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 dun.
The over under is 35.5 points.
What?
I can take this
I don't
though,
remember.
right?
Oh, sure.
4.5-point
sure,
underdogs?
Go ahead.
Andy's almost upset of the week.
I don't want this to sound inappropriate, but it's gonna.
Okay.
I can't wait to hear it.
This is a family show.
Carson Wentz, Myles Garrett is going to be inside you.
Like a tauntaun?
Yes, thank you, Mike. Thank you so much. The offensive line,
He's going to wear you like a sleeping bag.
I mean, he is going to be. It's not. You're going to have him in your
wear your
nightmares.
skin.
He's going to wear your skin.
And put some lotion on.
Oh my gosh, that's why I'm going Browns. All right, Cedric Tillman's on injured reserve. Jason isn't going to be tempted anymore.
You've been protected from yourself.
Yeah, your mouth.
We already talked about Bucky and Benson. Braylon Allen, MCL sprain, injured reserve likely. It is, and this is the fantasy football reality, terrible for Braylon Allen, obviously. It is very good for Breece Hall. I mean, like, Breece Hall is you saw it in the game. Breece Hall got taken off the field for a touchdown opportunity. He has so much work in the passing game. Like, Breece Hall with his games with Justin Fields. Like, Justin Fields in the pocket is comical. He's going to here's what he does. look at Garrett Wilson, look to run. Then look at Breece Hall, look to run. That's the offense.
Yeah, I mean it is really good for Breece Hall. Isaiah Davis will be involved.
Yeah, so deep leagues, you need to know the name Isaiah Davis.
But unlike Braylon Allen, Isaiah Davis is not going to impact Breece Hall. Isaiah Davis is an insurance option for if Breece Hall goes down. Isaiah Davis will not have a massive impact on Breece Hall.
I think he'll get more opportunities than you want. I think he'll.
I want him to have 0. So you are correct.
I think he'll be over 10.
You could be. There were a lot of times he was in that game. I'm like, dang it.
He was at 5 last week.
Jaden Daniels?
Yes.
Got the clearance needed from doctors and will be a full go for the Commanders in practice.
Finally, some good news.
So barring a setback, Jaden Daniels will be returning to action. I don't think we have any other news, do we? Is the show canceled? No?
The show's still here, but no new news right now.
Okay. That was News and Notes, sponsored by Progressive Insurance. Quote today at Progressive.com. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company, affiliates, and third-party insurers. Not available in all states or situations. Coverage is subject to policy terms, limits, and conditions. We'll take a break, and we'll talk about Thursday.
Lowe's knows Sundays are for football, so tackle your home improvement projects by Saturday and earn your Sunday with great deals on Cobalt power tools, Pit Boss grills, LG appliances, and more. Then, once your to-do list is done, get ready to kick back, relax, and enjoy the game. Shop in-store or online now and earn your Sunday with help from Lowe's, official partner of the NFL.
Well, we never go very long without football. Thursday Night Football coming up. It's going to be the 49ers and Rams. Let's get into it.
Thursday Night Breakdown.
Well, it wouldn't be a 49er ball game without talking about a myriad of injuries. No Brock Purdy in practice, no Ricky Pearsall in practice, no Juwan Jennings in practice for Tuesday's walkthrough. You'd think that you could do the walkthrough.
But you still need toes to walk. And in fact, it's one of the most important parts of walking. Your foot is probably the most important part.
49ers 3-1, the Rams 3-1. Vegas line, Los Angeles Rams -6.5. The over/under is 46.5. Is there some? Is this just respective of how good the Rams have been, or is this a little bit of baked-in Brock Purdy issue?
I interpret this as Brock Purdy fears. I mean, we are when you're not participating at all 2 days before game. It's not that he can't play or won't play, but that
it's more of a limp through. He participated in the limp through.
Yeah, I mean it's a sign that maybe he really can't go. Obviously, he's already missed games this season for this injury, and we don't know for sure who the quarterback is going to be. And if Brock Purdy starts the game, we still don't know who the quarterback that finishes the game is. So I think that's where the line is moved.
There does seem to be a recent post here of Mac Jones talking to the press. Mac Jones saying the Rams have the #1 defense in the league and that he can't wait to go against them.
Well, did he let something slip?
I don't know.
Is he just going to rip it?
Mac Jones?
Yeah, that's what he said. He
always does.
He's just going to rip it.
I mean, the healthy quarterback always talks to the press, so maybe this is our answer.
Yeah, it's Brock Purdy very, very questionable. And then if Mac Jones plays, you've got a re-injured Ricky Pearsall.
Mm-hmm. You have Mac Jones who was
Mac Jones was hurt. Juwan Jennings also hurt. It's not. It's like CMC is alone.
Yeah,
play quarterback. Just have him play little
honestly
Ronnie Brown style Wildcat.
It's one of the it's kind of crazy.
I
to
bet
think,
he could do it.
I think Tonja's McBasketball might be a decent play. I mean, they don't have anybody to throw the ball to. They use the tight end position. Last week he was 3 for 58 and a touchdown. We've seen a couple. When the week one, if Mac Jones is there, I feel less good about it, but they've got to throw the ball somewhere, and they're injured everywhere.
Okay, yeah, I mean, I do think Tonja. I did look at him a little bit as an emergency start at tight end. On the other side of the ball, Kyron, you play him. Puka, unbelievable. Most receptions through the first 4 games of a season, incredibly tied with what Cooper Kupp did in 2022 with the same quarterback. It's like a repeat. season going on right now, and Michael Thomas in 2018. So first read targets, according to fantasy points, 48 for Puka Nacua. Next highest is 34.
Puka is
That's unbelievable.
The best players.
34 is the second most targets, and Puka is at 48.
At first read, yeah.
At first read?
The best players in football at the wide receiver position, tight end position, they are the ones where they're like, as a fan, you're like, how are they open again? How does the defense not just stop that guy?
Mm-hmm.
How do you not just go in and say, I'm going to put 3 dudes on him?
You watch Justin Jefferson open all the time.
And Kelsey
and you're
in
like,
his prime.
Yeah,
like
you go,
always.
well, maybe guard that guy, but they're trying.
Yeah, they are trying.
It's that guy.
Yeah, it's the dude. So
They
incredible.
would have. I mean, then they heard us screaming from behind the television. They're like, oh, that's what we're supposed to do?
Yeah. You're welcome.
Devontae Adams on pace for 150 targets. You play him.
Yeah, for sure.
So pretty simple on that side. Like some people thinking about toying with Stafford as a streaming quarterback option. He was the number 2 quarterback last week. He's not normally there.
That was that Tutu Atwell 90-yard
touchdowns.
bomb touchdown.
Stafford is one of the strangest quarterbacks in football for our purposes of being so incredibly good, having 2 wide receivers that are dominant for fantasy football. And you're like, I don't want to play Stafford.
Well,
It's
yeah,
like Phillip Rivers from days of old.
Sure.
Yeah, at the end of the year, he'll finish okay, but on a weekly basis, he's not going to help you win games. He's completed 72% of his passes, 70% of his passes, 71% of his passes. He's had 3 touchdowns, 2 touchdowns, 2 touchdowns, and he's not usually good for fantasy.
Right.
And the reason why is because his rushing yards so far on the season are -1.
Do you know his
total rushing yard?
The Prize Picks projection on Matthew Stafford, if you went for his rushing yards, because I looked at it this week, it's 0.5.
Yeah, which does seem
I don't know if I want the less or more on that.
Well, considering you would have lost 3 out of 4 weeks.
Yeah, -2, -6, 0.
Negative 0.4 on the year.
Crazy.
Per game average. I will ask one more follow-up on the 49ers side, just based on the wide receiver situation. If you have to, like if Juwan Jennings, Ricky Pearsall, they'll be limited if they play. Do you take a shot on a Bourne or Robinson or anybody else?
I don't. I wanted to be able to do that with Demarcus Robinson.
He only ran 13 rounds last week.
Yeah,
I wonder if it's a little bit of a
I mean, you got to shake the rust off. He'll be more involved this week, but I don't.
Trey Benson. Oh,
no way!
Oh, baby. We got to push a button here.
Whoa, okay.
Breaking news.
Trey Benson is being placed on injured reserve due to his knee injury. So, Mike,
you going to apologize now?
I will never apologize.
Okay.
I mean, I love that you just dunked on people being like, dude, you don't know what you're talking about with this possible Trey Benson
So
injury.
back-to-back weeks, we have Connor and then Benson down for.
Dude, that's so brutal.
I am now thinking about the person who lost him in our League of Record.
Yeah. Oh,
who has lost Malik Neighbors,
oh, no.
Joe Burrow, James Conner, and I don't know what you call. Like, I've been referring to the Jamar Chase situation as basically an injury.
Yeah.
It's an injury of the.
He's
It's
lost. You've
almost
lost.
worse.
And
It is almost worse.
Yeah.
Like, I have
You're like, what do you do with Jamar Chase?
I have not
play him.
lost as much losing CeeDee Lamb because I've put other players in. You know, I was like, okay, I'll start Pittman.
What an
Wow.
incredible amount of time we've spent talking about Trey Benson before we got this news today.
Yeah.
I mean, at least we got it on the show.
And
Oh my gosh!
congrats. I mean Michael Carter.
Yeah, DeMarcado and Carter are both going to be involved.
So we
That
will
is
need
wild.
more news to know exactly what the Trey Benson knee injury is. Right now, I haven't heard if it's MCL, PCL, whatever it is, whether this is like, okay, he's going to miss a month. But now that you're going on injury reserve, you know it's a long-term injury.
It's the Shefty did update, said he is expected to return.
Yeah, 4
but
games.
he'll miss the 4 games.
Yeah, look, I would bet my life that Michael Carter gets more carries than DeMarcado.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
whatever you want to take with that, you want the passing game work. You know, Kyler.
That should
Kyler
be
needs to run
DeMarcado.
more. He's running out of running backs.
Mm-hmm.
That would be nice. Wow, breaking news there. Trey Benson. Man, that Cardinals offense. Did you listen to the Blobfish?
No.
Yes. And for those who don't know, the blobfish is Drew Petzing, the offensive coordinator for the Arizona Cardinals, and yet we'll let you
pretty disrespectful.
It's
in hindsight.
It was
as is his offensive play calls.
It was a disrespectful nickname that was kept in private, but no longer.
It's too good.
No, now that we're at the point that we beat our chest and we stand behind what they're doing.
Wait, did you hear his comments? This is his comments. He said that he evaluates whether the offense played well as whether they scored more points than the other team.
Okay.
Which undeniably is not the way that you should be evaluating that.
Yeah.
Because I understand if you win 13-10, you're like, oh, cool, we won.
Does he factor in defensive scores? Because
that's great. Because the Cardinals, when we lost the other game, we scored 2 points from our defense.
Yeah.
He's like, well, we've done it twice and we didn't do it twice. Mike can't handle the blobfish. I'll tell you that right now.
How do these people maintain their jobs? Like these,
to be honest, they don't. They don't for long.
There are a lot of other ways to measure an offense, right?
Yeah.
Than just did you score more than the other team?
Yeah.
It's like did you score more than I don't know.
What an idiotic thing to say.
More than the bottom third of the league.
Your defense could have turned the ball over on the 5, and then you get a touchdown. You're like, look how great our offense is. Get out of here.
It's ridiculous. You cannot evaluate an offense that way. In fact, a couple years ago, we saw this with the Philadelphia Eagles. They were undefeated. I think they were 7-0. They were doing great coming off of a Super Bowl loss.
Defense playing great.
But their offense looked bad. Like their defense was playing good.
Did they come out and say that their offense was amazing?
Because
that's what Petzing would have done.
I mean, it was like,
or like
you saw it and you were like,
Pootsing.
this offense, and honestly, it's what's happening right now again with the Eagles, where you're watching the offense, you're going, okay, I know you're winning, but your offense looks really bad.
No, Mike, don't watch the video. It'll put you in the state of mind that Jason was in on Monday.
You don't want that.
No, I gotta meditate, man.
It's good for the ratings, apparently.
Some breathing.
All right, we're going to jump into the mailbag.
Mailbag. Presented by NFL Sunday Ticket on YouTube TV.
If you've got a question for the show, it's easy. Go to the website, thefantasyfootballers.com. Click the Submit a Question button, or you can dial the voicemail hotline, 302-464-TFFB. Let's jump in with a voicemail question to kick it off.
Hey, footballers, Dylan here. I was calling because I'm really into Judkins. I wanted to know what you would be willing to give up for him, and in that line, who would you rather have, Kenneth Walker or Judkins rest of season? Thanks.
Ooh.
That's pretty easy Judkins for me.
I think it's fair. Man. It's so it's a Judkins versus Ken Walker rest of season. It might be Judkins.
Yeah,
I think it's very, very close.
It would be Judkins for me. I'm looking at our rest of season rankings, and I've got him ahead.
We'll take a quick break and jump into the rest of the mailbag. What's up, Foot Clan? You can't count on much these days, but you can always count on Sundays with the NFL on CBS and Paramount Plus. That's right, football fans. Watch your local NFL game every Sunday on CBS and Paramount Plus all season long. This year's schedule is absolutely stacked with rivalries and revenge games, including the next chapter of the epic Bills-Chiefs saga. That'll be fun. So stay connected all year on any device, at home or on the go. Visit ParamountPlus.com/NFL to get started today and count on Sundays for another must-see season of the NFL on CBS and Paramount Plus.
This episode is supported by Prize Picks. You make decisions every day, but on Prize Picks, being right can get you paid. Don't miss any of the excitement this football season on Prize Picks, where it's good to be right. Prize Picks is the only app that offers stacks, meaning you can pick the same player up to 3 times in the same lineup. I've been doing that to great success with Justin Herbert. You want to pick more of a quarterback's passing yards and rushing yards and touchdowns. Now you can do them all in the same lineup only on Prize Picks. And Foot Clan, if you want to play along with us around the studio parts, we've been looking at usually a weekly projection of about 5.5, 6.5 rushing yards on Jordan Love. That one, don't change it. Don't change it out there. Download Prize Picks apps today and use code FOOTBALLERS to get $50 in lineups after you play your first $5 lineup. That's code FOOTBALLERS to get $50 in lineups after you play your first $5 lineup. Prize Picks. It's good to be right.
All right. Our next question comes from Brady. Start sit question. Start Jordan Mason against that Cleveland defense in England, or Quinshon Judkins against the Minnesota defense in the same game. So another Judkins question. Mason, Judkins, what are you doing?
Man, the Dylan Gabriel variable is it does matter. I mean, Joe Flacco has been bad, but I still think that defenses paid attention, and if they feel like if Gabriel is the quarterback, they can just fully sell out to stop the run. It could be an issue for Judkins.
I mean, haven't they done that the last 2 weeks? They've done that for Joe Flacco. You don't need to stop Joe Flacco.
And also the Cleveland Browns rush defense is
they're
the number one in the league, and they have shut down. It's not like
Kenny Gainwell just went ham on Minnesota.
Yeah,
they have not been a good rush defense.
This is an
this
easy
year.
Judkins for me. Mason he's not a must bench, but he is an absolute. This week, I'm looking at my roster and I'm saying, do I have someone else to put in? Because if I do, I'm going to throw in a Cam Scattaboo. I'm going to throw in guys who haven't necessarily been as good as Mason so far, but they shut down the Detroit Lions. They shut down the Packers and Josh Jacobs. They shut down Derrick Henry. Like, so far, people are not doing well against the Cleveland Browns.
Yeah, I have Judkins higher for the week.
Drew in Illinois. Hey, ballers, I'm having a rough bye week and going to have to start at least one of these nasty boys in the flex this week. Please pick one of the following for full PPR. Ready for the nasty boys? Travis Hunter.
Okay.
Malik Washington. Harold Fannin. I know that if I had those guys on my roster, I would start Malik Washington.
Oh, that's
funny. What I would do.
I feel like he's in third place for me.
The PPR, Gabriel, man, that matters. If it was Joe Flacco, it would be an easy hero.
I mean, Travis Hunter isn't even starting.
Right. He's playing very limited snaps. They seem very confused on how to use him now.
They do seem confused, but if last game is any indication, they basically stopped playing him on defense in the second half, and they moved him to basically just be an offense towards the end of that game.
Still a halftime, but on the game it was still like half of it.
Yeah. By the end of the game, still 56% of snaps.
So wait, what's your order then? I go Malik Washington, Harold Fannin, Travis Hunter.
I'm going to go Fannin, Hunter, Washington.
I think Malik's at the top for me, so I'm with Andy.
All right, we'll jump into a voicemail.
What's up, ballers? This is Josh from New York. I am in a Dynasty superflex league, so this is a real question that I'm facing. Would you start Jake Browning or Cooper Rush? Love the show. Bye.
Cooper Rush.
Who's Browning play?
Doesn't matter. Could be your grandmother. Could be your grandma.
He plays against the Detroit Lions.
He scored 5 fantasy points 2 games in a row. If he's playing Alabama this week, I'd play Cooper Rush.
What about when he was the last time we saw him as a starter? I just want to remind us because he played 2 of the best defenses in the league, and he's got a tough defense. I'm not playing Jake Browning this week, but I do think after this week it will open up for him. We saw him start 7 games back in 2023. He was the quarterback 4, quarterback 4, quarterback 8, quarterback 21, quarterback 8, quarterback 9. He's not going to score 5 fantasy points every time.
No, but the last time we saw him play was actually the last few weeks, and those are the ones I care about.
Yeah, I'm just saying those also were great defenses.
Yeah, I'm going
either way. It's Cooper Rush this week.
Yeah, it's he might have forgotten how to do the football thing.
I mean that has to be one of your interpretations, right? He's forgotten how to do the football thing. Is one answer to why it's been so bad. Now, I will say this, in 2023, there's no way that their offensive line was as bad as it is right now. And so that's gonna happen the rest of this season. Their bad defenses might look good against them.
This is a good question. Start sit from YouTube. Matthew writes in, would you rather start Bo Nix against Philadelphia in Philly or Daniel Jones at home against the Las Vegas Raiders? Because Bo Nix had a good week, but Philly's a tough matchup. You've seen him flounder at times.
I think Bo Nix is going to be
Are you playing him? Are you playing him this week?
No, because
I'm
playing Justin Fields against Dallas.
Oh, yeah. That seems like a good thing.
The Dallas matchup makes that easy. But Bo Nix is not a abandon at all costs this week, but Daniel Jones is, I think, a better option this week.
I think that's well said. you don't have to bench Bo Nix, but Daniel Jones looks like he's got more upside and a safer path.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you got to remember last week one of the worst looking matchups was a talented Dak Prescott against a top tier defense without his top wide receiver.
Mm-hmm.
You know, sometimes things work out, and sometimes you have to come back in a game and you're throwing the ball all over the place, and so Bo Nix they're a good enough offense where I don't think they're going to completely collapse. Who do you prefer rest of season? We just got the Braylon Allen news. James writes in, says Breece Hall,
Okay.
Travis Etienne. Who would you rather have rest of the
Oh,
season?
wow.
We know
That's funny.
we know that the schedule had been pretty good for Etienne, but then he had another big game. He's played very, very well. Breece Hall does not have Braylon Allen to contend with. Kansas City, Seattle, the Rams the next 3 weeks.
We talked about ETN on the Dynasty pod.
Did you?
Yeah, of pointing out, like, I don't want to take anything away from Travis Etienne or what the Jags have done, but they played Carolina, the Bengals, Houston, and San Francisco. Like, this happens every year in fantasy football. Someone starts out real hot, and because we don't have enough knowledge to know which ones are the defenses, and then you look back when a player falls off, and you go, oh, well, they started at what turned out to be more cupcake matches this year, and the next three are very, very tough for ETN.
Yeah, I mean, San Francisco's a pretty good defense.
They're okay.
Yeah, and he torched them. So I don't think it's going to be terrible. I have both these guys in my Dynasty league. They're my running back 2 and 3, and I would prefer Breece Hall. Like,
yeah, that's where I am as well.
Hopefully,
They're both great.
Yeah, exactly. Hopefully, they're both great. But if I had to pick one, especially without Braylon Allen, it's Breece. Instagram
trade question from Ramir: is CeeDee Lamb for Omarion Hampton a fair trade?
If you really need a running back, I wouldn't do it.
You wouldn't do it if you had CeeDee?
No.
Oh, I'd be totally fine. I thought it was actually the other side that.
Oh, really?
Because I value running backs more than wide receivers, and I think Hampton's a potential top 5, 6, 7 back the rest of the season, and you get games that you're not going to have.
Sure.
CeeDee. So I actually, based on that conversation, super fair trade.
Sure,
yeah.
It's a fair trade.
Two people to disagree on who wins.
Yeah, exactly. I don't think it is completely unfair. I'd be on the CeeDee Lamb side.
What's funny is, would you trade Justin Jefferson for same question? Justin Jefferson for Omarion Hampton?
Yeah, I would do that.
Yeah, I mean, and Jefferson's healthy, so and was drafted higher than CeeDee.
Yeah,
in some leagues.
But you see the quarterback play difference. I'm still
Dak is playing so well.
I'm still so excited for my CeeDee Lamb Dak stack that I'm not moving off of that. I know it's been tough sledding and you got to get through this injury, but I mean, we just saw it with Dak and George Pickens last week. There's going to be potential outputs that are like when Dak and CeeDee a couple of years ago won people their leagues. It's not going to be Jamar Chase and Joe Burrow anymore. So if you like, who's the best stack to have by the end of this year? It's not Stafford and Puka, because Stafford doesn't end up finishing usually great for fantasy.
It's not an argument against CeeDee Lamb at all.
Yeah.
It's an argument for Omarion Hampton,
Well,
who's been a top, RB6, RB5 last 2 weeks, and it's only going to get better, I think. Man, do you realize the snap count for Hampton last week?
I would imagine it was
80,
probably even higher.
90,
lower.
Okay,
89.
Yeah, he is the Najee absence, big workload.
YouTube question from Jacob: what is Bill worth in a dynasty league?
Less than he was a couple weeks ago.
Well, and also I would say not that much. I like Bill more. It's so funny for a player like this to exist, but I prefer the rookie more in redraft than I do in Dynasty, which that's a rare thing. Usually a rookie is
right.
even more valuable in Dynasty. You got a long career ahead of them. But this is, we talk about it all the time with guys that break out on day 3 or later undrafted. They're usually replaced in their career. Maybe Bill Croskey can end up being incredible, and just he takes over the role by the end of the year, and they double down and say, you're our Bucky Irving, and you're going to be our future. That is in the range of outcomes. That is not my expected outcome here. I think this team is desperate for a running back, and next year they're going to either on the free agent market or in the draft invest in a running back that will make him irrelevant.
Would you start Chris Olave against the Giants or Elic Ayomanor against Arizona? That would be Olave for me.
Yeah, I would start Olave.
Olave is getting incredible volume. I mean, the Puka stat, the player of first read targets, the guy who was tied for second is Chris Olave.
Olave's on pace for 182 targets.
These
year.
are not super valuable targets, but
yeah, they're thrown by a snake.
It's becoming his thing. It's actually becoming who Chris Olave is. Because you were at 5.7 a catch last year, you're at 6.7 a catch this year. This is the new Chris Olave to some degree, and part of it is like you said, it's Spencer Rattler, or
I think it was a Derek Carr Spencer Rattler combination.
But it's also like you've seen this. I mean, there becomes a point in certain players' careers where they're not the downfield guy anymore. You know, you have much better downfield players. Rashid Shaheed is a better downfield player than Chris Olave is.
Yeah, I can agree with that.
I think the area of the field where Olave is very good and is not good with the current quarterback situation is not the deep shot, but the mid-range. You know, the middle level, that 15-yard reception where I think he can thrive, and I don't think the quarterback can get it to him right now.
That was today's mailbag. Watch every game every Sunday with NFL Sunday Ticket and YouTube TV. Visit youtube.com/fantasyfootballers. Local and national games on YouTube TV. NFL Sunday Ticket for out-of-market games. Base plan required. Excludes digital-only games. Commercial use excluded. No refunds. Did we get any other injury news to end the show? Any other players placed on season-ending IR that I need to worry about?
No, sir.
Yeah, let's make sure that backup options, that Michael Carter, like that. This news for everybody came out after their waiver wires went through, so he's going to be competed for tomorrow if nobody picked him up. So make sure you do that, and we will catch you tomorrow with starts of the week, breaking down the matchups for Week 5. We'll get into our first bye weeks of the season, and make sure you check the community out. JoinTheFoot.com. We'd love to have you.
Goodbye.
Thank you for listening to another episode of the Fantasy Footballers Podcast. Join our fantasy football community on jointhefoot.com and follow us on Twitter @TheFFBallers.